Hello and welcome to Cox Local Edition on HLN. I'm Barrett Stork with Cox Communications. Here today with us is Congressman Gerry Connolly, who represents Virginia's 11th District. Congressman Connolly, thank you again for joining us today.
Great to be with you, Barrett.
Now, you spent a lot of time on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors and as chairman for 5 years. How did that impact the work you do now in Congress?
You know, I think it was great preparation, frankly, for being a legislator. A lot of legislators who spent their entire careers in legislative bodies actually believed that just passing a bill is the answer to a problem. Those of us who had to be on the receiving end of that in local government know that that's only part of the answer. Implementation is very important. So those of us who come from local government tend to ask the more pragmatic questions. What's this really going to do? Who's going to implement it? How much is it going to cost? Those are really relevant questions that I think all too often don't get asked. And I think having that perspective in Congress is very valuable.
Wonderful. Now, I know you recently did a teletown hall with some of your constituents. You talked about the economy and some of the work of the super committee. Can you talk to us a little bit more about what you heard?
Yeah, that's the 12th telephone town hall meeting we've done since I've been in Congress. It's a great way to reach thousands of constituents. On this one, we had about 8,000 constituents on the phone. And people line up to ask questions both on the phone call and subsequently by email. We had a wide-ranging conversation, but I think concern about the failure of the super committee was certainly uppermost in a lot of people's minds. We did a poll during the telephone town hall meeting asking my constituents, do you favor the idea of going big? Not limiting it to $1.2 trillion, but maybe going to $4 trillion over 10 years. And overwhelmingly, my constituents said yes. Wow. And they wanted a balanced approach. 83% said, yeah, go big and go balanced. That is to say, it's got to be a mix of both spending cuts and revenue enhancements if we're really going to get the job done and bring down this deficit to a manageable level. So I was really pleased with that response. I was one of 100 members of Congress who signed a letter urging the super committee to go big. Unfortunately, the super committee didn't go anywhere. And that means we're going to have to do the heavy lifting in this next session of Congress or risk automatic across-the-board cuts of $1.2 trillion.
And how is that going to affect the constituents in your district?
I'm very concerned about that. First of all, I represent the third largest number of federal employees in the country, so I'm worried about their plight because they've often been sort of the target of what I consider to be sometimes irresponsible rhetoric with respect to their value. And the second, of course, is federal contractors are a huge part of the Northern Virginia economy. And so if we have automatic cuts, $600 billion of which would be in the defense and national security side of the ledger, that would affect major employers throughout Northern Virginia. So we have to make sure that we don't take a meat axe approach to important reductions in federal spending, but we take a scalpel and that we do it in a thoughtful way.
Gotcha. Now, when your constituents want to get involved in one of your town hall meetings, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can go on our website and let us know they want to participate. They can call the office. They can email. And we're happy to have them. We also take questions from Twitter. So there are lots of different ways to participate, and we're always eager to have people sign up and let us know, make sure I'm included in the next telephone town hall meeting. As it is, we generally make 30 or 40,000 phone calls. A lot of people aren't always home. We try to do it later, around 8 o'clock at night, so my constituents in both Prince William and Fairfax have an equal opportunity to participate.
Congressman Connolly, thank you again for joining us today.
My pleasure.
We really appreciate it. And thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on HLN. I'm Barrett Stork with Cox Communications. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for joining us and have a great day.